Cafe. My name is Belinda Davston, and we're at our weekly I Ching overview. Thank you for being here with me. We look at the week ahead for the week commencing the 10th of July, 2023. And as always, let us cast our minds back to last week as we learn and reflect on what the I Ching was trying to draw our attention to last week. We had Hexagram 46 pushing upward, 4 changing lines, that finishing up the energy from the whole month of June, this kind of burst of push, the growth opportunities for the week, and of course, learning how to de-escalate conflict, finding new ways to speak your truth in a disagreement, yet moving forward without escalating the drama. So how was that for you last week? Well, that pushing upward energy was fantastic. There was so much going on, so many things moving forward last week for me, and I hope for you too. And there were some insights around where a de-escalating approach really helped to overcome an issue that could have been really problematic. So if there's something that came up for you last week that was evidential, please do share a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So here we are, the 10th of July. What is the week asking us to pay attention to? Well, quite a different energy to the push we had last week and for the whole of June, because our first hexagram for this week is hexagram 5, waiting. Oh, how we love to wait. Not. I am an impatient person. So this hexagram always comes up as a reminder that our capacity to manifest what we want is often manifested through our capacity to wait and to sense the right time for something. Visually, this hexagram is water above heaven. Okay, so water in the distance, far up in the distance, we have the water molecules starting to coalesce into clouds. Okay, what we're after is the nourishment of the rain, okay, to nourish the crops, to pour down and bring nourishment to what it is we're trying to do. And we're watching those clouds, and it's like watching paint dry. Okay, it seems to be taking forever. So this week, our attention is being drawn to an area of life where there's some waiting happening, okay? We're waiting on something to complete. We're waiting on someone else to get back to us. We're waiting for a time period to close out. And our task is not to just sit and be passive in the week. Our task is to prepare and get busy. And as always, the wonderful parable of if you can see the rain coming, okay, you don't sit there and wring your hands worrying about the rain. The rain's coming, okay, it's coming. You can see the clouds. It's coming. It's just not here yet. What we can do is we can get cracking with the shovel and our tools, and we can start building little rivulets and aqueducts and dams and getting ourselves ready to work with the rain when it comes, okay? Because if it suddenly had to shower down right now, where would the water go, right? You'd be wasting that water because we haven't created the structure into which the water must flow and be channeled. So this week might be a waiting week, but we are certainly not sitting on our hands waiting for somebody else. If we feel frustrated, we have to get busy preparing. And I would encourage you that wherever in your life or in your business or in your team, you feel this waiting energy, right? You feel you're waiting for something to happen, or you're feeling that frustration of things not coming together just yet. The I Ching is saying, all right, what we have to do is just trust it's coming, because it is. Clouds are forming and coalescing. And we have to demonstrate our faith, our trust in the creative process by building the structures to be ready for the rain. So we're going to work, and work with this energy of waiting this week. Not waiting in a queue at the doctor's office, like I spoke before, where it's just a waste of time. We are going to use our time well this week to get ready. So this week we have one changing line in the third position. You know, this is a tricky spot, right? We seem to have the third position come up so often. So maybe we are all in this transition where we haven't yet crossed the chasm, the halfway mark between the bottom trigram and the top trigram, right? That third position line, we're about to cross this middle line. For this hexagram, I'm going to paint you a picture. We've raced across the river, okay? We have tried to push forward with something when it's a waiting energy. And what happens is we've run out of steam and we've landed up trapped in the muddy banks on the side of the river. We haven't been able to cross the river because we're stuck. We're stuck in thick, heavy mud, okay? Bogged down by sticky, sucking mud, okay? And so what happens is as we are sucked down into this mud, we can get caught up in the negative emotions, the boggy, heavy, muddy emotions. Woe is me. Oh, this is so hard. I'm so stuck. Okay. And part of this journey this week, all right, because we have in some ways raced ahead when the waiting energy was not right, we have this risk of getting caught up in our own muddy, bogged down emotions. And the text refers to this idea is that because we're like sitting ducks, we're caught in this mud, the predators can come. Okay, so how do we deal with this? We really embrace a sense of caution and an awareness of the seriousness of the situation we're in. Now, the I Ching is filled in changing lines and in hexagrams with the sense of foreboding doom at every corner. You have to take it in perspective. Okay, this is not life ending. This is about bringing us an awareness that when we are caught up in these negative emotions, when we bog down, okay, we can get ourselves into a lot of danger because we can act from the wrong place. What we have to do is we have to take a serious view as to where we're at, not be flippant, okay, or sarcastic about our situation or nihilistic, okay, serious, focused, okay, and one step at a time, move forward. As much as we feel bogged down, we have to recognize our emotions are not our reality. They're how we're feeling about our current circumstance. They don't have to be the future. They don't have to be the tomorrow. Okay, so make a choice to recognize when I'm feeling heavy, bogged down, muddy. Okay, when I'm feeling that, go into the emotion of it. Okay, go into why is that emotion here? Why am I feeling this way? Is this reality or have I got bogged down in my own emotional body? And then get serious, get focused, and suck those legs out of the mud one by one and keep moving forward. So it's about being dedicated and committed this week to your progress, even if it feels difficult, even if you feel bogged down. Recognize that the emotion of that, the bogged downness, not a word, is what is holding us back. And if we can release that and we can say goodbye to feeling stuck, we can then move forward because we've released what is actually holding us in situ. Okay. Now, our second hexagram for this week, the evolution of line 3 is hexagram 60, limitation. What a lovely pair these two are, waiting and limitation. Okay, so when we look at the structure of the hexagram, the top trigram is flowing water, rivers, and the bottom trigram is the lake. So you can imagine we have a nice full lake, okay? And now we've got water pouring. Now maybe, the clouds have now dumped all their rain that we were waiting on. And here we have a downpour of water, of rivers flowing into the lake. And what we could do is we could have, very quickly, we could have the walls of the dam being breached and the water flowing down the valley and causing a whole lot of destruction downstream, little villages along the way. That's the symbol. So because there is so much energy pumping, there's so much flow, what we have to do is we have to learn how to put in place some structures to control the flow. Okay. So this is an interesting week. Let's see what happens. We have waiting for flow and then we get flow and we have to control that flow. I often think of the very nature of a dam and the dam management process as being a wonderful symbol for this because, the dam has to manage water flowing in and opening the sluice gates and letting water go out the other side and controlling those processes and reading information as rains come and go, as to how to control the flow. This week, what we're being asked to pay attention to, besides waiting in patience and productive endeavors to prepare, is to put in place some limits in the week. Okay, so limits might be creating a complete to-do list prioritized and working systematically, ticking things off. Limitation could be controls put in place to manage your day, your time, okay? 2, not overwork, not underwork or work in the wrong things, spend too much time on social media and on the things that are important, or not enough time on social media and other things that are not important. So it's about putting in place some structures, breaking up the week, okay? Breaking up your time into chapters, headings, to-dos, blocks, okay? And using those control mechanisms to control the flow. Because if we don't, we can have excessive water flowing over the edge of the dam, and then we have some mopping up operations that are required. So some self-discipline is required this week, some structures and controls, self-control, putting in place some mechanisms to map out the week, to have a plan, to tick things off, all right, and make sure everything is controlled tightly. Maybe this is going back to your financial controls in your business, your personal controls, your habits and your rituals, just bringing them back online to give you a bit of support this week to make sure you don't overdo it, whatever overdoing it means to you. So, an interesting week, waiting, patience, preparation, not sitting on our hands, getting ready for the rain, because we are demonstrating we believe and have faith and that the manifestation is coming, because it is. And so we prepare and we get ready for it. And then, of course, because we built the dam, lo and behold, we need to manage the dam. So it's going to be an interesting week. And I'm looking forward to hearing your shared stories on how this manifested for you next week. Right. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please like and share if this was meaningful to you. And of course, if you are new to the channel, subscribe or follow. And I will see you on the podcast as well. If you enjoy podcasts, go and search for I Ching Cafe wherever fine podcasts are found. And of course, I look forward to seeing you in the socials too. Until then, take care.